Welcome to Anything You Want, the corner of YouTube where every whispered rumor becomes a carefully documented story, every celebrity conflict gains dimension, and every emotional revelation gets unraveled with clarity and narrative depth. Before we plunge into the firestorm that erupted last night, a night that shook Turkey, Italy, and every corner of the fan universe, make sure you subscribe, tap the like button, and hit join to support our channel even further. Trust me, this is one of those nights that will be remembered for years. For weeks, the entertainment world had been a battlefield, online wars, heated accusations, backstage whispers, and sudden storms erupting from seemingly innocent gestures. Yet nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared the world for what happened during Yaman's emotional Instagram Live. It wasn't just an appearance, it was a collapse. A man who had carried the weight of silence far too long simply cracked open in front of millions. At the moment the live broadcast flickered onto screens, viewers immediately sensed something was wrong. His eyes were ringed with sleepless shadows, his breathing shallow, his body visibly trembling between sentences. There was a haunted stillness in him, the kind that only forms after long nights spent pacing between regret and dread. Then came the moment, quiet, breathless, devastating. He lifted his head, swallowed hard, and whispered, "This is very difficult for me, but I have to do it." A universal silence followed, as though the entire world leaned closer to hear the next sentence. "I have lost precious people. I've made choices that destroyed friendships. I've driven my own family into chaos. And the worst of all, I broke the heart of a woman who genuinely loved me." The second those words spilled into the air, a single name flashed across the minds of millions. Demet Özdemir. Exactly 30 minutes later, and those 30 minutes felt like 30 years, Demet Özdemir broke her long-standing silence. Her statement, delivered through her press advisor, was short enough to read in one breath, yet sharp enough to pierce through every emotional layer of the night. "I understand exactly what Ken means. But everything has its price. No warmth. No reconciliation. No forgiveness. Just a cold, elegant acknowledgement of pain. Here on Anything You Want, I want to hear from you. Do you think Demet's message hints at closure, or a door slightly left open? Would you want to see these two reunite, or is the past better left buried? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to support our channel by subscribing or tapping the join button. Sarah Bluma's meltdown. "He humiliated me in front of the whole world." If Demet's response set the internet ablaze, Sarah Bluma's reaction fed the entire wildfire. Sources close to Sarah say she spiraled into complete shock the moment she heard Can's trembling confession. A friend allegedly described her emotional collapse as hysterical, explaining that she screamed at her phone. "Why is he crying? Why is he blaming me? Why did he do this to me?" Soon after, Sarah fired back on Instagram, posting a chilling sentence. "Some people don't cry when they lose, they cry when they make others lose." Her followers instantly divided into two camps. Those who insisted she was the victim of an emotional ambush. And those who believed her message was a veiled attack, a desperate attempt to salvage pride. The digital conflict intensified to the point that even Italian news outlets adjusted their headlines overnight, while Turkish media switched to emergency live coverage. Following the broadcast, insiders reported that Ken locked himself in his home and spent hours on the phone with his mother, Yaman. It was said to be one of the most serious conversations they have ever had. Her words were stern but heavy with maternal fear. Son, this chaos has consumed all of us. You have to make a decision. The answer he gave through tears leaked to the press at dawn. Mom. I know. I'll do it. This can't continue. That single sentence lit up every corner of the media landscape. By sunrise, an unmistakable truth had woven itself through gossip sites, journalist circles, and private group chats. Yaman had broken up with Sarah. Completely. Permanently. Without hesitation. His inner circle confirmed it with chilling clarity. He will not see her again. He will not communicate with her again. This decision is final. But the real question was not about the breakup. The real question was, where does Can go from here? Because according to a close friend, Can admitted something deeply painful. Apologizing to Demet will be the hardest thing I ever do. The turmoil didn't end when the broadcast shut off, it expanded. Two countries, Turkey and Italy, experienced emotional chaos. Online communities crashed under the weight of argument. Fan groups debated in the streets. Television programs rewrote their entire schedules. But the story's most electrifying twist arrived just before sunrise. Leaked revelation, Can texted Demet after the broadcast. Several sources from Demet's inner circle confirmed the rumor. Yes. He sent her a message. The content? Unknown. But one insider revealed. It was short. He wanted to speak. She turned off her phone. Demet reportedly refused to communicate with anyone except her representative for the rest of the night, another sign of the emotional weight she was carrying. Sarah's threat, if he goes back to Demet, I'll reveal everything. While Demet remained silent, Sarah's fury only grew. Sources claim she told her friends, if this isn't PR, then what is? He embarrassed me publicly. If he goes back to Demet, I will expose everything. Her use of the word everything sent tabloids into a frenzy. What did she know? What secrets could she reveal? Arguments? Private messages? Family conflicts in Italy? Unconfirmed sponsorship deals? Italian media described Sarah that morning as a woman in uncontrollable rage. Yaman family meeting. This must end, and it must end completely. Family members reportedly gathered to address the unfolding crisis. One source stated, if this relationship is over, it must end without prolonging the pain. Can must move on. A relative added a detail that astonished social media. He still cries when Demet's name comes up. That tells us everything. This single comment generated millions of reactions online. In the early morning hours, followers noticed a subtle but symbolic update on Demet's Instagram profile. A photo from her trip to Italy, taken during the period Can first entered her life, had vanished. Some saw it as closure. Others saw it as cleansing. And others whispered that it was preparation for a new chapter. The internet devoured this tiny gesture as though it were a full confession. Can's final message of the night, sometimes silence is the right answer. At the tail end of the chaos, Can posted a sentence to his own story. Sometimes, silence is the right answer. Whether this silence is a retreat, a preparation, or a farewell remains unknown. But one thing is certain. This was not just a breakup. This was a reckoning, years of regret erupting in a single night. Thank you for joining us on Anything You Want, where every layer of every story is peeled back with care, depth, and respect for the truth behind celebrity lives. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most explosive nights in recent entertainment history, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the join button to support our work. Do you believe this is the beginning of a new chapter for Can and Demet? Or simply the final end of a long, complicated story? Share your thoughts and stay tuned. Because this fire? It's far from extinguished. Welcome, once again, to Anything You Want.